I thought about it the other day. I'm 27 and a half years old, my guy. And I never left Brooklyn. I've never been to Staten Island. I've never been to Long Island. I've never been to Harlem. And if I can keep it real with you right now, I'm never trying to leave. I ain't never leaving Brooklyn.
One autumn night I caught a flight to Jamaica to get away from all the stresses of life and all the fights I had to break. I bought the studio with me. I'm picky about the spots I recorded. Plus the drones that got an angel. And I'm on the beach with my bay definition of cupcake and niggas hating and my skin so dark. I look Jamaican awkwardly dropping between my casual conversation on vacation, getting further away from the frustrations. But so many of my people catch a tough break, stressed like a nigga from New York with a gun case. Meanwhile, I'm on the island cutting dub plates, smoking weed that's more colorful than leaves falling upstate. For listening to Mac Miller self-care, but still can't keep my mind off of my people welfare. That's when I'm doing that. Dead prez, hell yeah, headed to New York. Ain't a better vibe elsewhere to write that shit. The real life shit. Got every system pumping. Oh mama, son, they love it. We baking them cakes, you cookie cutter. I'm fresher than the New York slang. It's so butter how we write that shit. The real life shit. Got every system pumping. Oh mama, son, they love us. We baking them cakes, you cookie cutter. I'm fresher than the New York slang. It's so butter how we going number one like P-Rock. So brother, summer that's gold. It's the flow like no other, and they loving it like LB and Joe Scudder, New Yorkers. We don't concern ourselves with decorum. It's the home of hip-hop, the anti-pop consortium, where the cops let off 41 shots without warning. Kill them dead in the street, let's slang so butter how spray paint our name getting up to get fame. Now our babies coming out of the womb like gang back in the day. All of that banging was a Cali thing. You could tell the difference from the New York and the Cali slang. I love to write to the clanging of the train, the kids playing on the swang, the brap of the gun, play the air horn. They tell the Hasidics it's time to pray, the drumming on Sundays in the park where the sun rays shine down. On the hollow grounds where rap started at. My bars are like African artifacts over harder tracks. It started back when Phil Sims was a quarterback and still drop a slap to give a young boy a heart attack. For the writers and the exciters, in between the twin towers like the man on the wire. For New Yorkers who can drive and even know the road be fucking up the tires. This the year we shutting down Rikers, and I like that shit. The real life shit. Got every system pumping. Oh mama, son, they love it. We baking them cakes, you cookie cutter. I'm fresher than the New York slang. It's so butter how we write that shit. The real life shit. Got every system pumping. Oh mama, son, they love us. We baking them cakes, you cookie cutter. I'm fresher than the New York slang. It's so butter how we.
My pop's 60, I never got a driver's license. B. my father been riding the train since fucking 72, nigga.
Listen, you've smelled.
I was a terror since the public school era. Bathroom passes, cutting classes, squeezing asses. Smoking blunts was a daily routine since 13. A chubby nigga on the scene. I used to have the tray deuce and the deuce in my bubble goose. Now I got the Mac in my knapsack, lounging black, smoking sacks up in axe and sidekicks with my sidekicks, rocking fly kicks. Jack, but all we wanna know is where the party at. And can I bring my gat? If not, I hope I don't get shot. Better throw my vest on my chest, cause niggas is a mess. It don't take nothing but front for me to start something. Bugging and bucking at niggas like I was duck hunting. Dumbing out just me and my crew, cause all we wanna do is bullshit, and we party, and 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 bullshit, and we party.
Good morning, y'all.
Hugs from the honeys, pounds from the roughnecks. See my man say that I knew from the projects. Said he had beef, asked me if I had my piece. Sure do, 222s in my shoes. Holla if you need me, love, I'm in the house. Roman stroke, see what the honeys is about. Moet poppin', hope poppin', ain't no stopping. Big Papa, I'm a bad boy. Niggas wanna front, who got your back? Niggas wanna flex, who got the gap? It ain't hard to tell, I'm the East Coast overdoser. Nigga, you're scared, you're supposed to. Nigga, I toast you. Put fear in your heart. Fuck up the party before it even start. Is he drunk? For Henny and Skunk or some brand Nubian shit beating down punk.
Good morning, y'all.
That's that bullshit. And bitches in the back looking righteous in a tight dress. I think I might just hit her with a little Biggie 101, how to tote a gun and have fun with Jamaican rum conversation. Blunts in rotation, my man Big Jock got the Glock in his waist and we're smoking, drinking, got the hooker thinking. If money smell bad, then this nigga Big is stinking. Is it my charm? I got the hookers eating out my palm. She grabbed my arm and said, let's leave calm. I'm hitting skins again. Rolled up another blunt, bought a Heineken. Niggas start to loke out. A kid got choked out, blows were thrown, and a fucking fight broke out. Yo, chill, man, chill. Can't we just all get along so I can put hickeys on her chest like little Sean? Get a pissy drunk off a Dom Perignon. And it's
good morning.
And I'm gone, that's that.
Junior Mafia like stuff. Uptown like stuff. Bad boy like stuff. Brooklyn crew like stuff.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's go. Yeah. Peace, love, and positive energy. I go by the name of Cymarshall Law, your host for today. Cymarshall Law Show, episode 48. The Art of Self-Expression. The Art of Self-Expression. So the first joint I played was Talib Kweli, On Mamas. Second joint I played was Biggie Smalls, Party and Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Those were two joints that I wanted to play to open up because we're going to talk about Kweli's book later on in the show, and we're also going to talk about the Netflix documentary, I Got a Story to Tell, about Biggie Smalls, the late, great, notorious B.I.G. But first I want to start with, you know what I want to start with. I want to start with our morning prayers, and the reason I always start with the morning prayers for any new listeners, any new viewers, is that the best way to say thank you, the best way to pray, I should say, is to say thank you. So I like to start every morning, whether I'm on the show or not, every morning I wake up, I roll out of bed, the first thing I do is say thank you. So I want to bring y'all on that journey with me because I feel like it's needed, and I feel like some of us don't, do it. But I feel like it helps me out during the day, so I wanted to help you out. Yeah. Let me turn down the instrumental though. Universal Gods, great architect, cosmic intelligence, Jah, creator of all things, God. Thank you for allowing us to wake up today full of purpose. Thank you for our inner peace. Thank you for inner happiness. Thank you for our health, our healthy minds. Thank you for our healthy hearts, our healthy brains, our healthy lungs, our healthy kidneys, our healthy livers, our healthy bodies in general. Universal Gods, thank you for our healthy relationships, our healthy friends, our healthy ancestors, our healthy parents, our healthy minds. Thank you for the obstacles we'll get past. Thank you for allowing us to become brave and having courage in these trying times. Thank you for today. Thank you for yesterday, and thank you for tomorrow. Thank you for nourishment. Thank you for positive energy. Thank you for good vibes. Thank you for laughter. Thank you for everything. We appreciate these things. And thank you for the continued blessings. Thank you for the knowledge of self, the spiritual awareness. Thank you for today. Thank you. Amen. Yeah. So let's get back into it. What we got here? Here's a good one. There we go. Yeah. So I hope y'all feeling good on this Wednesday morning. I'm feeling quite good. I'm feeling quite good myself. I have no reason to complain because guess what? I woke up today. I was able to put my 2 feet on the floor. I was able to stretch my arms. I was able to look myself in the mirror and see love in my eyes. And I hope when you look yourself in the mirror, besides you wiping the coal out your eyes, you was able to see a spark of light, a spark of hope, a spark of all the things that you've been through in this life that brought you to this moment and why you're going to keep on going. But if not, I'm here to give y'all some positive energy and good vibes to start your day on this Wednesday morning, March 10th. You know what I'm saying? I want to send a happy birthday shout out to my nephews Khalil and Jamari out in England. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. Uncle Cymar loves y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a good day today, my nephew's birthday. So shout out to all the Pisces. It's Pisces season, you know what I'm saying? So today I wanted to harp on the art of self-expression. And the reason I wanted to harp on self-expression, wait, let me just adjust the volume here to make sure we good. Yo, yeah, we good. So yeah, the reason I wanted to harp on self-expression is because today we're going to talk about two of the most dope lyricists hip-hop ever had to offer in Biggie Smalls and Talib Kweli. And you know, I was thinking about expression and the way those two brothers have expressed themselves over the course of their career to give us jewel after jewel of lyric and jewel after jewel of album. And self-expression is just something that comes natural to some. Some people have to work on it. Some people never, ever are able to do it. And I think some people underestimate those that do show self-expression and go out into the public arenas and show themselves, they're vulnerable and show their honesty. So I wanted to get into some things. And first I wanted to speak about why people may not self-express themselves. And there's a lot of reasons, because, you know, we're all different, but some of the reasons may be a lack of confidence, a lack of self-esteem. Something maybe happened when you were a child that makes you not so confident nowadays. I mean, a funny story about me would be that I to this day, I can't dance in front of my mother. Because when I was younger, she always used to make fun of me, her and my dad, about the way I danced. So even nowadays, I just have this thing, like I'll dance when anybody's around. I'll show myself, but when like my mom's around, I'm like always conscious that she's like saying Cymar has 2 left feet. So it's like, it could be anything. And that was lighthearted. Things could happen in the course of someone's life that it's like, you know, they could have been hurt. They could have been made fun of. They could have been beaten. It could be anything. It could be that their parents never continually gave them confidence. They never continually hugged them and told them it was okay. Like, we all have these different experiences. Some parents, for whatever reasons, they might not be as expressive to their children. And because of this, their children don't necessarily grow up expressive people. Or sometimes it's the other way around, where the child teaches the adult how to show expression and show emotion, because the adult might have been through traumas in their life where they weren't able to express themselves. And, you know, the child who hasn't been tainted by the world is able to come into this life and express themselves and teach the parent. But it's like, these are some of the reasons why people may not self-express themselves. And I wanted to speak about why you should self-express. Turn this joint. And some of the reasons why I would say you should self-express is because if you don't show self-expression, I know myself, I'll implode. It's like, to me, I can live this whole life, right? And I can keep going to work, I can keep going to school, I can keep doing all these things that society is telling me to do. It's like, if I don't follow my heart, if I don't give you a piece of who I truly am, I feel like I'm gonna explode. It's like, you can hold all these things and try to hide who you are, but eventually who you are inside is gonna come out one way or another. It's gonna either come out through you consciously expressing yourself, through however that may be, or if you don't express yourself, you're gonna have all these emotions and energies on the inside of you that are just bubbling. And when you ever have something inside of you that needs to come out, if you don't let it out, whether that's urine, love, whatever it is inside of you, that thing inside of you just has to come out, because it's why you should self-express. Additionally, because you deserve it. You deserve it. You know, nobody knows all the keys and rules to life and exactly why we came here. There are a lot of things we don't know. But what we do know is that we're here. And I feel as though while we're here, I feel like we owe it to ourselves to be the best of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So every day when you wake up, you should be trying to make your mark on the world. You should be shining your light. You know what I'm saying? Shining your light so that others can shine theirs. Because sometimes you yourself, you might be king at self-expression, but other people might not be so great at it. But when they see you shine your light, it gives them license to shine their own light. So you never know how much of a blessing you could be to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why you should self-express yourself. Another reason why you should show self-expression is because it's healthy. It's healthy. It's healthy to get out your thoughts. It's healthy to, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't realize that artists especially expressing themselves are like therapy. And there's all different types of artists. And it's like when you're able to self-express, you're able to draw out your thoughts. You're able to separate them. You're able to explore them. And a lot of times when you don't self-express, you have all these things on the inside of you that you've never examined, you've never explored. But as an artist, as you're creating pieces of yourself on the canvas. And whether that's you writing, whether that's you painting, whether that's you playing basketball, whether that's you cooking, whatever it is, you're an artist in all these things you do. And every time you express yourself, you're creating pieces of you on the canvas. And it's like, if you don't do that, then the world will never know your brand of art. And there's nobody like you, my friend. Nobody like you. So these are reasons why you should self-express. In addition to why you should self-express, a lot of people say they don't, because they're like, you know what I'm saying, what if I'm no good? What if I'm trash? You know what I'm saying? What if people are gonna make fun of me? You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, what you gotta understand is, what if you're dope? What if you're one of the illest artists the world has ever seen? You know how many dope artists never show themselves because of lack of confidence or lack of self-esteem? You know how much great art we're gonna miss out on because of that? Can you imagine all the written verses, all the pieces of art and paint that we have not seen because someone didn't put it out? So you're robbing us. You're robbing yourself. Matter of fact, forget us. You're robbing yourself. And I feel like you have a duty within yourself to be the greatest you can be. And if you don't, it's like, what are you here for? Are you here to go through the motions like a robot? You know what I'm saying? Or are you here to put your special brand of art on the canvas? You know what I'm saying? To manifest these things inside of you that nobody else can manifest except you. Because you are one of one, my friend. So we need to see your brand of art, whatever that may be. Another question would be, how? How do we self-express? That's a good one. Because there is no rules to self-expression. You know what I'm saying? You can self-express by not saying anything at all. If that's your brand of self-expression, you can self-express by designing your life. You can self-express by whatever you want, whatever makes your heart sing. And that's the thing. It's like everybody has a different vision of life, if they are true to themselves. So whatever makes you smile is how you should express yourself. And if it makes you smile to not say anything, to just meditate, if that's your brand of self-expression, that's straight. Because you know what? Sometimes when people are not saying anything, they're saying everything. I'll say it again. Sometimes when people are not saying anything, they're saying everything. Sometimes silence tells you everything you need to know. And sometimes silence is a form of self-expression. But other times, you might want to express yourself by yelling. You might want to express yourself by playing basketball. You might want to express yourself by learning something new, the piano, the violin, sewing, knitting, whatever it may be, whatever makes your heart sing. You deserve that. You deserve it. You deserve it. So how do you self-express? Honestly, how do you self-express? You think of all the people that can't. And that is a motivator that you can use. Because how many people do you think want to have a voice but they can't have a voice? For literal meanings or maybe not literal meanings. You know what I'm saying? How many people today want to get their message across, but for some reason they can't get their message across? But you, my friend, you woke up this morning full of bounce and you have the opportunity to express yourself. The only thing is, are you gonna use that? Are you gonna go in? Another reason would be people ask when you should express yourself. And I tell you what, I got fired from every job in my life for writing rhymes. Every single job I ever had in my life, I got fired for writing rhymes. And I don't regret any of them because it's like, what you're doing today is what you're going to be doing tomorrow. And I always was trying to fit in myself. I was always trying to fit in my love. And it's like, even though I got fired for those jobs, I actually ended up where I wanted to be in life. Every day you're creating your future. And in this moment right now, you're painting your future. You're creating your future. And it's like, so when should you do? There is no better time than right now to self-express. There's no better time than right now to show people who you are. Because guess what? Tomorrow is not promised. So if there's something in your heart you want to explore and do right now, I would say do it, do it, do it, do it, and do it again. Because tomorrow may never come. And you never know what may come. Tomorrow may come, but you may be busy tomorrow. Another different blessing might come that might take up your time. You know what I'm saying? So the best time to self-express would be right now. Why not? Another question would be, where? Literally anywhere. There are sometimes you should maybe hold back your self-expression. You know what I'm saying? There's a place and time for everything, but for the most part, whether you're at home, whether you're at work, whether you're in between classes at school, you know what I'm saying? Self-expression should become your way of life. Because if you don't, it's going to be your way of death. Know that. So yeah, today's subject matter is self-expression, and I want everybody to, you know what I'm saying? Wake up today and express themselves in some sort of way. Whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? Whatever makes your heart sing, because you deserve that. The world deserves that. The art of self-expression. See, I want to get into the joint of the day, and then after that, the boy AceWonda is gonna get on, and we're gonna chop it up about a few things. Yeah. My name is Cymarshall Law, and this has been an episode. We're gonna get into this joint. The joint of the day is actually from a UK artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm UK born, as y'all know, and his name is Kadeem Tyrell, and his song is called Let Me Know. So yeah, this is the Cymarshall Law Show, and I hope y'all enjoy. Let's go.
Let me know. Melodies seem to form inside of you. The flow of your body drips off like flower dew. Of course I know that your stem has a story to tell. I wanna know you well. I wanna know you well. I wanna know you. Whether your tide comes in, we can be sure that the moon with us can chill with me always. Cause I wanna know you well. I wanna know you well. Let me know if you're needing somebody, and I will give you all my time.
Yeah.
Let me know if you're needing
Cymarshall Law Show.
I will give you all, give you all of my time. Ooh, tell me, baby, are you down to cry?
South London, what up?
I promise, baby, I will take it slow. You got to let me know if you're down to grow. You got to let me know.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Structure of my days with faith just to see me through. Hoping that I feel resonates inside of you. Because I know that your stem has a story to tell. I wanna know you well. I wanna know you well. As the sun goes down, I want you to know what's yours. High thoughts to rise with you, your eyes and wanting more. Only cause you brighten up my day, so I have to stay with you always. Cause I wanna know you well. I wanna know you well. Let me know if you need somebody. I will give you all my time. Let me know when you need a body. I will give you all of mine. Tell me, baby, are you down to cry? I promise, baby, I will take it slow. You got to let me know if you're down to grow. You got to let me know. Got to let me know. Ooh, tell me, baby, are you down to cry? I promise, baby, I will take it slow. You got to let me know if you're down to grow. You got to let me know. Got to let me know.
As we continue on to hit you with nothing but the best. Cymarshall Law Show, episode 48, The Art of Self-Expression. Let's go. Broadway, what up? Broadway's Artist of the Week, 38 Special. And Fred the Godson on this joint. Let's go.
Reporting from the corner crevices. Where work for the coroner's effortless.
Yeah.
He snitch, he a tattletale. Black ink put his name on his little brother's arm. Every tattletale. I had a Mac, he had a gat as well. He was selling crack, so from the back I blew his back on the back of his cell. Circle back, put it back on the shelf. Bring something bigger back that looked like the back of an elf. He was hostile in his feelings. Gun in his mouth, the nozzle in his feeling. TBM, my gang gon' ride when they see ya. Shot a bang over your eye just like a Leah. 38, I need a breather. Still keen to lip on the rim with a breather. I know where his mom stay, he gon' grieve her. In the trees is where I leave her.
Let's go.
Hey, you niggas rap about pistols and work, when really you broke and your pistol don't work. How you talk about locking down strips on the first, when nigga, you watch the kids when your bitch go to work? I spent the grip on her purse, see my bitch know her worth. All she do is clean up, suck dick, go to church. Before I bust open a brick, I stare at it first and just think how to me shall inherit the earth. Play with me, you be buried somewhere under earth. Your grave ain't dug yet, they preparing the dirt. My man, he sold coke while his parents would work. His pops heard through the grapevine like Gerald Levert. I done shit buckets of kush, barrels of perk, to addresses all across America's turf. You know Erica, but you don't know Erica's worth. She got pulled with the mother load and ain't dare let them search. See, you gotta be very alert when you carrying another person load like a surrogate birth. You can sit down with me, preparing to work at the table with 2 spoons like we sharing dessert. Trust, trust.
Yeah. Cymarshall Law Show. As we continue on to hit you with nothing but the exclusives. Check it out. Let's go.
Change the future and give you a new fate. But everybody thinks about me when it's too late. Now I'm here to cancel your plans, you got a new date. Sleep the cousin of death and I couldn't get you awake. The dream stealer, I'm from your imagination. I'm the aggravation, the hate and the miscalculation. I'm the accusation, the healthy fascination. I'm the character, assassination, the hesitation. I'm the age, the rage, locked inside a cage. I'm the wage, the fear that kept you off of the stage. I'm the lack of effort, I'm not the lack of ability, the misery. I refuse to take accountability. The sin and the killing, I'm even the unforgiven. I'm the prison, the hidden, the villain, and I'm forbidden. It's dark in your house and I don't see light there. I'll take your dreams and replace them with a nightmare. I'm a dream stealer, I might be coming to see you. Nonsense, sleep the cousin of death, and that seemed true. I manifest within the things that we do. If you don't get your act together, I'll steal your dreams too. The dream stealer might be coming to see you. Nonsense, sleep the cousin of death, and that seemed true. I manifest within the things that we do. If you don't get your act together, I'll steal your dreams too. Not gold, but I glitter, I'm what you didn't consider. I'm the attitude you couldn't get rid of deep in your inner. Crevices up in your nemesis, since your genesis. I'm perilous, stepping on your premises with emphasis. Cause I'm the drinking, I'm the unhealthy addiction. I'm the bitching, I'm the friction, I'm even the overthinking. I'm the lack of vision, I'm giving up without a good fight. I'm the knockout punch telling you good night. I'm the argument that left you heated. I'm the relationship but I cheated. Trying to live in the present but I'm trapped in the older day. Cause I'm that fucked up memory that won't go away. Methodical but it's possible that I'm optional. Created by you to stop you, your greatest obstacle. It's dark in your house and I don't see light there. I'll take your dreams and replace them with a nightmare. I'm a dream stealer, I might be coming to see you. Nonsense, sleep the cousin of death, and that seemed true. I manifest within the things that we do. If you don't get your act together, I'll steal your dreams too. The dream stealer might be coming to see you. Nonsense, sleep the cousin of death, and that seemed true. I manifest within the things that we do. If you don't get your act together, I'll steal your dreams too. It's crazy now you singing the blues. Cause I'm that way, you was too lazy to lose. See, I'm the injury, the blame, the black cloud and the rain. I'm the ego, the pride, the embarrassment and the shame. I'm the shackle, the chain that imprison your brain. The attractive, the held you captive. I'm the jealousy that weighed heavily on you mentally. I'm the negative energy without integrity. The ignorance in me is healthy. I get mad at people who's trying to help me. Cause I think I know it all, I miss a lot. I thought I made it, but I missed a shot. I'm arrogant and never needed it, okay. So they usually find me standing in my own way. It's dark in your house, I don't see light there. I'll take your dreams and replace them with a nightmare. I'm the dream stealer, I might be coming to see you. Nonsense, sleep the cousin of death, and that seemed true. I manifest within the things that we do. If you don't get your act together, I'll steal your dreams too. The dream stealer might be coming to see you. Nonsense, sleep the cousin of death, and that seemed true. I manifest within the things that we do. If you don't get your act together, I'll steal your dreams too.
Yeah. Cymarshall Law Show, episode 48, The Art of Self-Expression. Yeah, what's good morning? I hope y'all are doing good this morning. And throwing an instrumental here. So yeah, the first joint I played was Kadeem Tyrell, my man out of South London. The second joint was a joint from 38 Special and Fred the Godson, and that joint was called Empty Plates. And then lastly, I played the Cymarshall Law joint, obviously, the Dream Stealer. The Dream Stealer, because people have had their dreams stolen because they don't express themselves. You know what I'm saying? They want to do these things and they don't because they're scared, they don't have enough confidence, self-esteem, all types of issues, and their dreams end up getting stolen because they never gave themselves the license to be all they could be. So their dreams got stolen. So, you know what I'm saying? The Dream Stealer will come and get you. So yeah, man, I wanted to get into oh, here goes the boy AceWonda. Ace joined as I was just about to start the book of the day. But yeah, man, I hope y'all are doing good this Wednesday. This is the 10th week of the year, I think. I actually released a joint yesterday called The Zodiac. Usually I play my new joints on Wednesday, but I had a lot to play today, so I might just save that till Friday. Yo, what up, AC? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
Peace, peace. Good morning, you can hear me?
Good morning, my brother. I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty great. No complaints over here. No complaints over here. I love that hoodie you got on, like the hood part. It looks like Spider-Man-ish up top. It's pretty dope, fam.
Good luck, my brother. See, we
pretty
have
dope.
Color code matching today. That's what's good.
Word up. We are in sync. So yeah, I was just about to get into the book of the day. That's why I thought it appropriate to play this instrumental. You know what I'm saying? So the book of the day, the book of the week, I should say, is Talib Kweli's Vibrate Higher. Vibrate Higher. I actually read half of this book and I listened to the other half because I have it on audiobook as well. So I thought this was truly a very, 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 very dope book. So I'm going to get into it right now. So the joint is called Vibrate Higher, and it's a memoir on his life. And if anyone is unfamiliar with Kweli, he's built a reputation for himself as one of the finest lyricists that hip-hop has ever seen. A lot of people have called him conscious throughout his career, and for the most part, I feel like he has been. But overall, he's been an excellent representation of what I feel like an artist should be, and you know, self-expressing yourself clearly and accurately. Because I feel like he had this line back in the day. He said a lot of dudes got something to say, but they just can't rhyme. And I feel like this brother exemplifies what it means to have something to say and be able to accurately and clearly get your point across. So the memoir was very compelling to me because as he said in the book, when someone makes an album during someone's main learning part in their life, or one of their strongest learning parts, that album kind of sticks with them. And when he came out with his album Reflection Eternal with DJ High Tech, Train of Thought, that was at a time in my life I just had my first son. I was 20 years old, and I feel like that album like helped me come through my first part of college. So it always was kind of connected. Also, my brother Pumpkinhead, who lived in Brooklyn, Park Slope, the same way as Kweli did, and Pumpkinhead actually moved to New Jersey, and we would have all these conversations, and some of them included Kweli because they actually went to elementary school together. So, you know what I'm saying? I kind of knew of, word is born, I kind of knew of Kweli from the outside. And, you know, I met the brother a couple times, and he was also always a gracious brother. And he also actually gave me a shout out for my one sheet one time. He wrote it down, said my hip hop was refreshing, and another time he gave me a drop for one of my mix CDs. So I appreciate that, brother. A few times I've reached out, he has replied and been very gracious. So I was compelled to read his book because I knew he came up in that era of New York hip hop that was like right before I kind of came into my own, and there was a lot of dope MCs that came out of that era that I felt like were superheroes. And because my older brother was probably the same age as him, he used to run with Science Life Get Slam, and they would be going to all these New York shows. A lot of times my brother would come home with these shows about these MCs, and they would be like superheroes to me. I used to hear all these crazy names: Wordsworth, Breeze Ever Flowing, Breeze Brewing, you know what I'm saying? J Treads, Kweli, you know what I'm saying? So there would be all these shows, these open mics like the New Eurekan, that a lot of times that these dope MCs would come to, and my brother would come home from these shows back to New Jersey and tell me about them. And so it was very compelling to me to see that Kweli came out with this book, Vibrate Higher, because you can always see from the outside kind of what's going on, but it's compelling to me to know like where a brother got his oomph from, like what is writing behind him. And I am an autobiography expert. Like I even if it was a Kweli, anybody who was the MC, I'm gonna get their autobiography. Like I'm gonna get this Gucci Man autobiography. It doesn't matter if you do hip hop, because I love hip hop with a passion. It's like, you know, I can't not get it. You know what I'm saying? So Kweli, being the lyricist that he is, I wanted to check out his book. And also, he's from Brooklyn, and my you know, cousins, some of my favorite cousins were from Flatbush, Brooklyn, and they're roughly the same age as him. And I kind of wanted to, you know, read the book to see if he would talk about the, you know, Brooklyn in depth, and he did. So anyone who ever wanted to get like inside perspective of what it was like to come up as a New York MC during the 90s, yo, it's a great book to read. It's meaty. It's meaty, meaning that when you read it, you can definitely tell that this brother is well read and is very detailed. Like a lot of autobiographies that I read, I feel like they're lacking, and no book can ever tell you someone's story. That's like a movie, someone's autobiography movie. I feel like there's not a movie that can ever fit someone's life into that movie. Same way I feel about books. So even though this book is pretty lengthy, I feel like there's no way the brother could have fit all his life into this book. However, he did an excellent job with information. Like I definitely found out a lot of information, a lot of surprising information about this dude that I never would have known. And I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but in the book he mentions Harry Belafonte, how Harry had told him that a lot of the things Harry had went through in his time during the 50s and 60s, they ended up in the back doors of history. So a lot of the things that occur in this book to Kweli and how he came to be, I feel like there are some stories that a lot of us would never know unless we read the book. And, you know, it's just deep, because it's like when I read Prodigy's book and I found out all these historical things about his family that I never would have guessed. Kweli has a lot of the same. Like I didn't realize that his grandmother, Javodi Green, was an actress when she was, you know, younger, and did movies with Harry Belafonte. So I don't want to give all the information away, but there's a lot of meaty information. Like he goes into detail about how when he met Obama, a few times when he met Obama, he goes into detail about how Jay-Z did, you know, bigged him up on Moment of Clarity. He goes into detail about his upbringing, how he used to carry crates for Funk Master Flex, how he used to, you know, help out Diddy like way before he got on. So it's just very meaty, and beyond the history that he gives you, his personal history, a lot of times he gives you like history. It's like it is like a history course. It's like a course in Black history. I feel like a lot of the information in this book could actually be taught in a history class. It's very, very, very detailed. It's very meaty. He also gives you his influence, and he gets very specific into who influenced him and exactly how they influenced him to get into his growth. He, you know, from what I can tell, he's pretty honest in it, being that he's been a conscious MC, but, you know, everybody has imperfections. Everybody's perfectly imperfect, and I feel like he goes in on his imperfections. And he's a Libra, like my older brother. And I feel like a lot of times when I was reading his book, my older brother would pop into my head, because it's like a lot of the ways that they would have their not greatest moments in life. I feel like my brother and his story paralleled, and I didn't know that before. Like the same type of Libra thing maybe they would mess up on. And I'm talking about like school specifically, because as smart as he was, because he was, you know, obviously a real smart dude, there were some times in his life where school and him didn't, you know,
necessarily agree.
Yeah. I don't want to give up the book, but you know, school for him wasn't always an easy thing to do because it's like when you love something as much as hip hop, or when you love anything like that, and then school is kind of in the way, a lot of problems can have, and I can definitely attest to that. AC, you know me, I've got fired from every job I ever had for writing rhymes. So, and it's because I loved hip hop so much, it was hard for me to stray away from that. And he definitely shows his love for hip hop. He definitely goes in on his upbringing in Brooklyn and how it wasn't always easy. You know what I'm saying? How he went to a different school in Connecticut for the remainder of his high school. And it's just, this is very meaty, and I feel like anyone who wants to get the inside historical facts from a dope New York lyricist, I think you should read this book.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Just real quick, sorry to cut you off. Is this his first book?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
Yeah, what you're saying, how I guess rich it is in content, a lot of times you get that from creators on their first go, you know, because they've been kind of walking with that their whole life. So their first baby, they kind of give it all. It's a lot. As far as it being real meaty. So I didn't know. That's why I was asking, but I started thinking, could this possibly be his first one, how you're describing it?
Yeah, I mean, as far as reading it, I hope it's not his last one, because I feel like he was a natural writer, a natural author. You know, both of his parents were teachers, professors, and I feel like that comes across in his music.
Okay.
A lot of times I feel like our parents can kind of, you know, you always have your own path in life, but I feel like our parents, if we kind of look at their stories, it helps us to create our own. And the fact that both his parents were teachers, it bleeds through in this book. You know what I'm saying? His brother went to Harvard Law School, like, so they definitely come from a family full of a meaty history, and I feel like it's real dope to get into his head. Because to me, go ahead.
Does he get into anything with Black Star, or does he kind of shy away from that? Not shy away from it, but does he focus more on his solo, his personal thing, or does he speak on the group?
It's more focused on himself, but he most definitely does speak about Black Star. Like, for instance, I always felt the name Black Star came directly from Marcus Garvey's Black Star line about, you know, him saying we should go back to Africa and, you know, build our own society back in Africa. That was what the Black Star line was. And I always thought that's where the name Black Star came from. And I don't want to tell the viewers, I want to give you a chance to find out where it truly came from. But
right.
That you know, it was Mos Def who had the idea for the group's name. But exactly where it came from, I'll let you guys read the book for that. But yeah, he definitely talks about, you know, I don't even want to disrespect the brother and call him Mos Def Yasin Bey, because we all know he changed his name. So Yasin Bey gave him the name of the group, and then, you know, I think it was really dope. But the fact that Marcus Garvey also had that Black Star line, I think just goes all together, because Kweli, every time I've looked up in my life, he's been fighting for Black people. So I can never knock this brother, because every time I pick myself up and kind of like see what he's doing, or I'll scroll down my timeline and I see, my man's always fighting for Black people. So it's hard for me to knock anyone that's always doing that. Someone great once said, "Judge me by my enemies." And that brother has a lot of like white nationalist racists on his ass. So that says a lot. That says a lot about him. Judge me by my enemies.
I think his story gets clouded by some of the more racier headlines as of late. You know, instead of the efforts and things he had, the work he done put in. But that's a good point.
You know what?
That came from "Judge me by my enemies." But
no, you're right. So you know, everyone has parts of their life that are not as beautiful as other parts, and I think that's what makes life beautiful. Is, you know, we have ups and downs. So today, you know, I've seen some of the things that have been kind of negatively thrown towards him, but the book is called Vibrate Higher for a reason, and that's I'm not here to speak on things that I don't necessarily know about, because there's a lot of hearsay. And if you're not like directly involved, I don't think, or if you're not really, really in the know, I don't think you should speak on it, because that's just not what I want to do. But what I do know about is the things that are in this book, and the music that I've listened to, and his art, and I want to highlight all the positive things, because I think he deserves it, man. I feel like a lot of times, obviously, artists get their flowers when they're gone, and I'm in a place in my life. I'm just not gonna I find it really hard to shit on artists, even if there are things that I don't like about you. I just understand that there are some things I don't like about me, and if I was fucking always in the news 24/7, or if my life was constantly celebrity, you're gonna see things about me that you might not like. So these artists, whether it's Kim Kardashian or Kweli or Kanye or whoever, we're gonna see things we don't like about them because they're always in the news. So I don't want to judge people by the one, every once in a while if you see something negative, because if there's a magnifying glass on my life, people would be, there might be parts of my life that'd be like, yo, dude's an asshole, straight up and down. So I'm not perfect. I don't think he's perfect, and I think he went in on that in the book. But obviously, like I said in the beginning, you will never know someone's full story. So there might be people out there that's like, Kweli's an asshole, but I don't know him like that. What I do know is what's in this book, and I feel like it's a great look into the mind of one of the best lyricists. And I feel like, a lot of people, it's a lot of history in this book. So whoever likes history, and especially hip hop history, yo, he kills it. He definitely kills it. He took his time and he made it very, very, very detailed. Oh, another thing I wanted to bring up. As I'm listening to the book, it's the first book I think that I've listened to that had beats on it. That you're listening to it, and in between chapters, he'll have a beat on it, and it's just keeps you occupied, and what I'm saying? So I think that's dope. I think that was dope.
I don't think I've ever heard that. So you're saying as you transition through the book, maybe next chapter, there's maybe a snippet or some beats, like an instrumental?
Yeah, instrumental, not a song, just, something to make your head bop into the next joint. I don't know if he's the first one to do that, but he's not going to be the last after people hear that shit. Because it just makes sense. It's an audio book.
Me on this one.
Yeah, it's an audio book. So
I'm definitely about to go run and grab that and see if I can. You said listen to, so it's on an audio book. I'm gonna definitely try to grab that, see if I can get through it.
Yeah, I think maybe you can get it from his site, kwaliclub.com, or if you can't get it there, most likely you can check it out on Amazon. But yeah, I just read one thing from the back of the book. It has snippets on the back of the book, and Common says, Talib Kweli is one of the most important voices and minds of our generation. His work across the board always makes me think on a higher level and see things in a new way. And all the while, it's done with quality and excellence. This book is an excursion into the mind of one of our great ones. So yeah, Talib Kweli, Vibrate Higher, check it out. It's a dope book. That is Cymarshall Law's review. So yeah, man, moving right along. Want to get into this Biggie Smalls Netflix documentary. I got a story to tell. I had to watch it again before we had this conversation.
Oh, yeah?
Brother, I'll let you take it away. I definitely have some certain parts in my mind that definitely, you can probably, knowing me, you can probably pick out my favorite parts, but I'll let you get into it.
The best one done, hands down. If I'm comparing them to any other Biggie documentary, autobiography, best one hands down. To have his personal friends in this, to give you the exclusive behind the scene footage, those stories about their upbringing. Man, I learned so much about Biggie. I felt like I almost didn't even know the brother. All these years you hear about Biggie, and you get, the stories, and you can kind of follow his catalog and get a glimpse into who the brother is. This one really kind of delved deeper and really showcased a lot of stuff I had no clue as far as his upbringing, through his roots in Jamaica. Now, I knew, he had roots in Jamaica, but even his excursions going back home when he was young, I don't want to give it, spoilers or anything, but they get into that. They give you details and show you scenes of actual footage, of stuff. happening when he was back there to kind of shape the frame the story for you. You know, give you some context of who he was and how he grew up as a man. You know, his humble beginnings, I should say.
Right.
Showing his mom, not even his mom. So I always love it where you see people nowadays, they'll say, don't promote this, or don't go watch this. I'm not rocking with this. When some type of art, you know, comes out based on them. If they weren't a part of it, they're not getting proceeds of it. They're trying to tell their fan base and the masses, don't support that, you know, because that didn't have my blessing. But to see Big's mom, his best friend D-Rock, you know, you got Puffs, you got Big's grandma. That was beautiful. Like, yeah, and I see got it, and I'm watching, and some other players in the movie that I didn't even know.
Yo, Big's Uncle Dave, fam.
Yo, Uncle Dave, because you know the usual suspects. You know you're gonna see Puff. You know you're gonna see C's. You know you're gonna see him. You know, or Faith. They didn't really give too much on Kemp, but as far as Faith's details, you know, she had the innermost exclusives, you know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, she gave us some of that. But Big's grandma, still looking great. I was astonished, like, she's pushing 100 years old. That woman looks amazing. Nothing short of stellar.
You know, all I was thinking is that she's in Jamaica drinking and eating all natural foods because she looks strong. I need it all. She was looking strong, fam. Strong. 98.
Strong, yeah. Like I said, and her articulation still, her intelligence. She seems so wise and intelligent, and I'm just like, you know, you see that, you know, with people, our elders, you know, you see they start to fade. I'm like, she's bathing in the fountain of youth every morning.
Yo, she looked like she's drinking Irish moss, sea moss, whatever.
Yeah, she got the recipe, the home brew recipe.
Talib. Yeah.
But so that was beautiful, man. I really enjoyed that, and to see the footage of Big as a kid. So.
Oh yeah, that was dope too.
That was personally my favorite part. We can get into what you want to rate it. You know, I'll let you determine when we're going to drop the ratings. But I will just say this, hands down, if you could even score more points on the board in my book, you know, for everything I've known Biggie, because it's certain people. Biggie was that impactful to the culture and to our generation, to where, you know, certain people pass and certain things happen. You can timestamp where you were, who you were with, you know, at that given moment when news broke. So I say that to say, when he passed, I remember exactly where I was when that information came through. And it's a handful of people, you know. Unfortunately, I'm getting older. I might be kind of overlapping into two handfuls of people that I can kind of remember, you know, that happening to. But Big was one of them.
Tupac gotta be the other.
I definitely remember Tupac. Yep, I definitely remember Tupac. But Big, I mean, bruh, the clips of him spitting when he was young like that, when I say he gained more points in my book, I didn't know the brother. I knew he was talented, and I don't want to sound crazy to say I didn't know he had it like that, but I didn't know he had it like that.
Right.
Like, who at the age of 13, 14, they give you clips, you're seeing footage of him kicking this.
Right.
And I mean, he was domineering. He was a bully. Like, when I mean, if I was a microphone, I'd be intimidated of him about to pick me up and do some damage, because what he showed, the tenacity.
Right.
That's the only word I can even think about. Like, what he showed that was some grit. He had it. He had it. Describe it. He had it. And so I love the stories that D-Rock and them shared. You know, I don't know how far you want, because we can go in detail on some stories, but
I'm hoping that a lot of people seen it already. It's hard for me to talk about this thing without giving details because I'm so excited about some parts. I mean, I just said
let's talk about it.
one of the parts that I'm most excited about is, you know, you spoke about it a bit earlier, but when they were showing his Jamaican background, I already knew the brother was Jamaican. But as a, you know, Jamaican myself, my whole family Jamaican. I was born in England, so when they showed his parts of Jamaica, when they showed his Uncle Dave in Jamaica, when they showed his grandma, when I, you know, went back to Jamaica to visit my family, whether that's from Kingston to Westmoreland, the images that they're showing of his Jamaican, you know, culture and background just remind me of myself. So as a MC for energy and bounce from, I speak about it all the time. It's, you know, where Americans were probably growing up listening to jazz music, it was just all reggae in my house. So as I was growing up, whether I was, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So when you see Big was going back and forth in Jamaica, and you see when he was probably 10, 11, 12 on the mic in Jamaica, and you see his friends were saying he was coming back from Jamaica every summer with new Jamaican slangs. It just makes sense. It's like the part of Biggie that I thought existed, but I had no confirmation about it. So the fact that he was going back and forth to Jamaica every summer, and he was, you know, rocking on the mic with his Uncle Dave in Jamaica, I'm like, yo, his Uncle Dave looked like one of my uncles, and the way he was flexing in his style. So it's just always been real exciting to me, because, you know, I personally think West Indian MCs are the best MCs. It's debatable, but it's like this natural bounce and energy and flavor that West Indians have that we almost fucking can't control. And I used to look at Big and I used to think, like, how much, like, just like Puff said at one point, like, he's getting this, like, thing from nowhere. And as like a Jamaican person, sometimes we're vibing so hard on the mic, these styles and cadences come out, and it's like, it's almost like a natural ability. So when you hear Big, you're hearing all these things. So I always used to think, like, yeah, he's Jamaican, and that shit sounds like he has a lot of that influence, but I never knew what I knew after the documentary. So to see he was going to Jamaica at 12, 13 and getting into these, like, rhyme ciphers with, like, his Jamaican uncles, and, you know what I'm saying? That shit is so dope to see. It just makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, that was my favorite part, when they showed the Uncle Dave tying his yellow wave cap, styling on him.
Still styling on him. I'm looking at it like, yo, my man is ready. Like, he still got it. And I love that. When you see the true essence of someone, they evolve, but that piece of them never leaves. Mm-hmm. You know, he was that at 13, or he's going to be that at 73. Like, that just exudes from him. You cannot hide that. That's who he is at his core. And you gotta love it, man. You gotta respect it or check it, you know, as they say. Like, that's what it is.
It goes to what I was saying earlier with the art of self-expression. What you're doing today is what you're going to be doing tomorrow. So who you want to be, who you want to be, you better be doing it today. And Big was like a person, just like you said, from 13, whether he was going to be 13 or 17. Unfortunately, he died at, you know, I believe 24 or 25. So we are robbed of him way too early. And that's another thing that's amazing to see. Like, that brother, he did all these wonderful, great things by the time he was 24. That's crazy. So a lot of the footage we're seeing, I'm looking at this footage, I'm like, this dude wasn't even old enough to drink here.
Right, yeah. The intelligence behind it, man. I don't know if people really give Big the props that he deserves as far as his mental intelligence, man. Like, the way that man was approaching things, and he was more of a student. I always respect true students of the culture and of, you know, of hip hop. But man, to see him actually telling D-Rock and folks, you know, keep the cameras rolling, and how they were filming stuff the whole time, everywhere they were going and traveling with them, and then to have that footage, I mean, I can't even believe they were able to hold on to that. Like, that's a top-notch homie to hold it down and not to unearth all that material, or that vault was somewhere super undisclosed location, because the footage that they give us is amazing.
Yes, dope. Like he said, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So what would a video be sold? You know, what would a video be? I thought that was a dope thing to say. It made sense.
Hands down. And he had flow. Like, you know, Biggie was, I mean, you know, so we can not even debate, but we can break down and critique, different elements of rap itself. But I'm not just talking about being lyrical, technical. But when I mean, you said it, West Indian bounce, something that's natural. It's your natural vibe. When I'm telling you, the man could actually flow.
Right.
How he rode the beat, and then everyone knows he wasn't really writing. If he was right, but he's going in there, he's just dropping his verses. When you see my man do his thing on camera and at a young age, I understand that. I understand how he had that fire, that fire that, and it wasn't no regular. That's blue flame fire this nigga had up under him.
Right.
He's killing it at an age to where it's like, yo, you didn't want no problems with him. He was really gonna put you in your place to where you didn't want to be on the other side of him.
Right.
I felt for those dudes. Like it wasn't like you just had to be the one, because anyone was gonna get it that was on the other side of him. You just had to be that dude that day. So
Yo, you know what is super dope as well? When they showed that jazz musician that was in his neighborhood, I think his name was his last name was Harrison, I believe. Donald Harrison, I believe. And how the jazz musician said how inquisitive Big was and how he was going to train him to be a jazz musician, but the way he described how Big rhymed. So his rhyme style is, unorthodox. And someone a lyricist who myself, I break apart every word. The way Big was putting his words together, still to this day, to me, is unorthodox. Like, he doesn't have to rhyme every word, but yet he has this awesome flow. So when the jazz musician was saying, and I don't want to give this part up, but the jazz musician goes in on exactly how Big's flow. I don't want to give too much up, but that's a part for y'all to watch. The way the jazz musician describes how Big's rhyme style may have formed or came to be, super dope. And just the fact that his friend was like, whatever Big wanted to, he always thought outside the box. And it's like if you wanted to know someone or wanted to know something, eventually Big was going to get involved into this situation. So then, he met the jazz musician in his neighborhood, and they had had a good relationship, and they probably taught each other things. I just thought it was super dope. Good job on Netflix, man. It might be the best documentary I've ever seen.
That's strong. I don't disagree, but I know
hip-hop documentary.
Okay. With the asterisk, I feel you. But I say that to say I know how seasoned you are in your documentaries and autobiographies. So coming from you, that is super strong. And I agree. I watched it a couple times, and I felt like it was just it took me to school. It took me to school on some things with hip hop, some things with Big. And like I said, man, I would give it a 4.5. I just jumped into my rating on it. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. It was a good length too. The one thing that sometimes gets me with documentaries, they can be pretty lengthy. But this was kind of it wasn't too short, but as I like to say, short and sweet. It was.
What do you think would have made it? What do you think would have made it a 5 for you?
Possibly a little bit more of Kim. I felt like I don't remember. So okay, just to get into it, I remember Faith, but I don't remember Kim giving her. I don't know if there was something issue with it, behind the scenes. But do you remember Kim being in there?
No, that's a good point. I think they showed her quickly one time, but yeah, I think that's a great point.
So it's a few key players that I know, just know Biggie and their ride and journey with the brother. Hold weight, and I feel as though they gave a beautiful picture and framed it very well of who he was, his contribution to the culture, human being, rap artist, you know what I'm saying? Even a father, they speak on him, how his whole train of thought changed and his maturity level, when he had his daughter and everything came into play. The role he played as a son with his mother. So it was a lot, but they gave Faith a lot of shine, a lot of light. Her voice was, was kind of significant in it, to where they gave her a good amount of time expressing, her thoughts on Big and giving us some insight to who he was. I just would have liked if they had Kim,
right.
It was almost like in reverse. Growing up, I knew of Kim, and then it was like Faith. But I felt as though maybe behind the scenes there was some business that didn't go right with maybe the creators of the documentary and Kim. Maybe she didn't have a blessing, but like I spoke on it, I started saying it seemed as though everyone had the blessing to give it, But
right.
I felt as though Kim was missing. I would have loved to get some really exclusive stuff from her, like we got from everyone else, and that might have just been the last piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, because you know what? Even in the Biggie movie, like the one that came out in the movie theaters, I don't think she had a hand in a big say in that, if at all. I think I remember there being some beef with her over that she wanted more involvement. So the fact that she wasn't involved in that one too much, I think Naturi Nelson, I think her name is, played her part. And the fact that she wasn't in this one that much, yeah, you're right. You hit a point, because Kim got something to say. Kim definitely, I'm pretty sure Big used to write those rhymes, right? Pretty sure.
That's what they say. That's what they say. But that's the missing piece for me. That's it. And maybe, to her credit, maybe she didn't want to be a part of it. But from the outside looking in and not being in the know, that would have been the 5. That would have stamped the 5. Like, who else do we need to speak on in reference to the brother? You know what I'm saying? Who else?
Because his mom's perspective was jokes too. That's another thing. His Jamaican moms reminded me of my mom's. The times his moms was like disappointed in him.
He disrespected my house.
Yo, I felt that in my soul, fam.
My house.
I felt it in my soul. I was like, damn.
Because she wasn't playing, and she spoke on it. He would have heard that at this present day. Like, he would have got the wrath from her today, how she gave it to us. Like,
right.
She wasn't playing. Love you and all, but man, disrespecting her house? Nah, I'm not disrespecting Miss Wallace's house, dog. Like,
yeah, that was like there. Record stop. You disrespected my house.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Miss Wallace.
Nah, man, but I encourage anyone who hasn't seen it to definitely go check that, man. Definitely go check that.
Word up. But yeah, man, if my review, I'll give it a 5 out of 5, man. I'll give it a 5 out of 5. And
nice.
Although I would have liked Kim to be in it more, it's about Biggie, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, even in a book, in a movie, in a documentary, there's no way you can fit someone's whole shit in there. So
right.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5. But yeah, man, I want to move into, unless you have more to say on the documentary.
No, man, that's all I got. I think we wrapped it up. And like I said, then I would just get into stories of within the actual movie. But yeah, go check that, man. Just tell everyone, go check that.
So I wanted to get in a few news things. Just a few things caught my attention this week. One thing is that I don't know if you heard, but Japan says it's banning overseas spectators from this summer's Tokyo Olympics, and they're doing that obviously because of COVID and the pandemic. So this will be the first time in history that overseas spectators are not allowed to see the Olympics live and in person. This is crazy. It's crazy because I saw a slide yesterday on what a lot of things looked like a year ago and what they look like today, and it's just like a complete overhaul. Like, I can't believe we're here. I can't believe we're here.
And we're like a year in, right? Everything seemed like it jumped off a year ago. I know personally for me, working a job day to day in my career, that's, I don't know the exact date, but it's almost been a year in from when they told all of us, you're working from home. And we're approaching a full year that I've been, working from home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I think I started in February. I started in February. So yeah.
Wow.
I was like, we was like 3 weeks ahead of the planet. And then, so yeah. It's crazy. It's been a year. It's been a whole year. Hit us like a ton of bricks. Moving right along. I'm not sure if, because I was born in England, this shit is interesting to me, but I'm not sure if most Americans give that much of a damn about this. You must have heard about the whole royal family fiasco going on in England, right? How Prince Harry's wife, Meghan Markle, came out and was bodying the royal family because someone within the royal family said that they had concerns about how dark Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's child might be. Yeah, the look you just had. So they had this interview on CBS with Oprah, and the look you just had on your face, that's the same look Oprah had when Meghan Markle. She was like, that look of
wow, they went there. That's
shame that Biggie's mom had on her face. So Meghan also went on to say she's been feeling suicidal in the house, and I suppose when you join the royal family, they take away your car keys, they take away all your natural freedoms and liberties. And Meghan Markle she had been in the royal family in England, and she was feeling suicidal, and she wanted to get help. And because she wasn't an employee of the royal family, HR, even in there, they told her she couldn't get help. So she just had to hold that, even though she was having suicidal thoughts. So that was one of the things that made her and Harry bounce out of the royal family. And yeah, man, she's just been outing, Harry and Meghan just outed the royal family. And I don't think, people always knew that there was probably these suspect things going on in the royal family. It's England, old ass white people. So I'm not even going to be racist. But I feel like Meghan and Harry have been the first that have really came out nationally, publicly, and been like, yo, there's some racists in the family. And me coming from England, this is crazy. It's not crazy that she's actually saying it. No, it's crazy she's saying it over just feeling it, because, we've all felt this about the royal family. And England is up in arms. Like half the country is like, she's disrespecting the monarchy, the sovereign monarchy. The other half is like, this girl has been trying to like it's crazy. And then yesterday morning, so there's a show in England called Good Morning Britain, like we have Good Morning America, and they have a host called Piers Morgan, and he walked off the show yesterday morning because there was another I suppose newscaster bodying Piers Morgan, saying that like, you're always slandering Meghan, and every chance you get, you kick the girl down. He was just bodying Piers on TV. And Piers was one of the people that thinks that Meghan's been disrespecting the sovereign monarchy. So Piers walked off the show and quit during live Good Morning Britain. So it's just like, England's kind of like, I don't want to say they're falling apart right now, but it's madness going on over there.
I tell you this, I have to go do my my research on this because I'm very interested, and I definitely am up on Piers Morgan. And for him to was he getting berated on live TV? Like, did he just hear this news and it just hit his nerves so much that he had to quit? Like, why did my man quit on the spot? Was he talking live to this person that was giving him the business? Instead,
he was live on air, but dude was saying, like, every chance you get on this show, live on air, Piers, you body Meghan Markle, and you're one of the reasons that she's going through this hard time. And he just had started to go in on Piers. Piers heard like 20 seconds of it and just got up out of his seat and was like, I can't take this, and walked off set. But I feel like when people are fucking guilty, they do that shit.
No, you know it. You already know. If that's some complete lies and true to your heart, it's some BS, why would you let it, wrinkle your feathers or whatever, like ruffle your feathers like that? Like, come on, man. Like,
right.
Yeah, man. So that's crazy. But I'm gonna check that because I didn't know anything about the anything you just dropped on me. I didn't know. So I appreciate that because that's a crazy heads up. And I want to say shout out to Harry for standing by his wife and his woman. Because that's got to be something to not only just go against the royal family, your family. Period. You know why?
You know why it's telling to me? Because Harry's mom was Princess Diana. I don't know if you remember, but Princess Diana died in that limousine car crash when the paparazzi was chasing her ass. And it's like, this is what now Meghan is trying to get away from. Like, the paparazzi just bodying her and be all in her life, and she's like, she needs her space. And this is the same thing that Harry's mom was going through, and he was trying to get away, and then she died. So Harry was mad young at his own mom's funeral. Now, fast forward, his wife, who's outspoken like his mom was, is going through these same things. So he was like, yeah, like you said, I respect Harry for being like, yo, I gotta save my family, gotta save my wife. And you know, they're expecting another child this year, this summer. They're having another girl. Yeah, man, there's gonna be some blackness in the royal family. Ha ha!
Shout out to the girl dads.
So yeah, moving right along. What else we got here? I wanted to mention last show. I should have mentioned last show, actually. I wanted to say a big rest in peace to Bunny Wailer of, the Wailers. He was one of the original group members from Bob Marley and the Wailers. Now all the Wailers are passed away, so hopefully they're up in heaven jamming. So, rest in peace to Bunny Wailer. Moment of silence. Yeah, man. Another thing I wanted to mention today, moving right along, is that I'm glad I'm mentioning this to remind myself. But for anyone who's like interested in like stocks and stock market, today Roblox has its direct listing. Today, that opens up today. So for anyone who's interested in the stock market and paying attention, anyone who has kids right now, they understand that Roblox is taking over anything and everything. So, I'm not a stock market guru. I'm just a student of life. I pay attention. In my house, my daughter is always on Roblox. And, in the last year or two, I've kind of got into stocks, and it just sounds like it makes sense. So they have their direct listing that's going public today when the market opens, and your boy is on top of it. I'm be right there.
I know you probably got your hand on the trigger, huh?
Yo, I moved some funds just for this. I'm not playing. I want in.
Okay.
So their stock symbol is RBLX. RBLX for anyone who wants to get in on the action.
Yeah, that thing is serious in my house, so I already know.
Yeah. So yeah, moving right along. Yo, yesterday I heard that the Justice League, the Zack Snyder cut leaked yesterday. So I don't know if you're familiar, but they're coming out with Justice League again on HBO Max, but this time they're coming out with a 4.5 hour long movie because they cut up the original director's movie and put out, because Zack Snyder had his daughter died during the making of Justice League. Damn. So he had to stop making it, and he gave over there was a situation where Josh Whedon from Marvel came from Marvel over to DC to take over and finish the job. But when it was all said and done, people said, Justice League wasn't what it could have been, and the original director, Zack Snyder, had a different vision, and his wife even advised him to never ever see the movie that got put out by DC because they fucked up his movie.
Right, dropped the ball.
Right, so the fans signed, they did a petition for DC to release the Zack Snyder cut, the original director's cut, 4.5 hours long, mad footage we've never seen. His intended movie. So anyhow, yesterday it leaked. People were saying they were going to watch Tom and Jerry on HBO Max, and when they pressed play on Tom and Jerry, the new Justice League movie started. So this is dropping, I think, in April. Who?
You doubt it?
It just feels suspicious. I don't know why they would have done that. Maybe it could be an honest mistake, but I don't know.
Could be. could be, but he probably pissed some of the wrong people off, and they put them hackers on it. They leaked it. However, because now what I hear you saying is I saw a headline on that somewhere, surfing around the web or whatever, and I didn't know that is what you're talking about here, but it kind of makes sense. I saw something about it being leaked, Jack Snyder, something leaked, and I was like, huh. But yeah, if you're going on hit Tom and Jerry and you see the Justice League joint, that's kind of crazy. But
I know I would have got my popcorn.
Yeah,
they lucky I didn't.
I hope it's dope though. I'm wondering what the motivation. Of course, the core cult, followers and supporters are going to be on it. But to see a movie that came out years ago, just a different version of it from the original, I guess, director. They may have leaked it on purpose, bro. You got to think of it like that too. Who knows? It's all tactics nowadays. You never know.
I just don't understand how you could make that mistake. But I'm not in the room with the buttons. But I go with my feelings, man. I go, like Malcolm Gladwell's book Blink. My original thought before I even get a chance to blink is what I usually go with, and my original thought and feeling was that shit is suspect.
Yeah, off top.
So moving right along. What else I got here? Some good news. Criminal charges against Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, are permanently dropped.
That is good news. Took long enough, but
took long enough.
That is good news.
It took long enough. Shout out to Kenneth Walker, his whole family. The things have been going on down there. I'm glad they, dropped everything. It's about time, Jesus. Like, come on, man. Thank you for giving us that piece. For giving him that piece. So yeah, and I wanted to highlight this because, so often they put in the news the negative things that they're not sure about that allegedly happened. But when news comes out about the brother, being permanently cleared, we haven't heard it. Like, I had to search for this information. Like, it wasn't like up in my face. But before, when they were saying he did that, this, that, and the other, that shit was in all of our faces.
Yeah, so I just know they didn't broadcast that. They didn't shine that spotlight on his positivity, or I guess his successful outcome on his behalf. Like, we got the other news. But you know what I'm gonna say real quick? What I feel for is the bullseye that's gonna remain on that brother's back. Because I feel like when you have a one-up, when you overcame a situation like that may paint a powerful machine in a bad light as being unjust, it's almost like I don't think they'll stop to find that one thing, whether it's tomorrow or a decade from now, to say, oh, we caught you here. You were a bad person at all along, and you just got away with that. Like, he has to really watch his steps. You gotta watch out and check how you move now, because it's always gonna be eyes on you, and it's always gonna be someone that tries to catch you out there and tie you back to you being the original person they tried to paint you out to be.
Yeah, you're totally right.
So blessings to him, man. Just keep it pushing, and good stuff for overcoming that, getting through that.
Yeah, and like AC said, keep safe, watch your back, because nobody, especially the government or police, the state, they do not want to be showing up. So they're probably going to be on his ass. Whatever he does, whether he don't use his turn signal, whatever he, what I'm saying, I'm sure they're going to be trying to paint him in a bad light as soon as possible to be like, aha, you were right about him. Even if they got to plant some stuff on the brother. So, Kenneth Walker, big up. The people are with you.
Yes, sir.
So Angie had wrote in the comments that Meghan Markle once ghosted Piers Morgan on a date and dumped him. So
stop playing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Can I see the chat? Where the chat at? Chat.
So that's probably why Piers was hot and angry and bodying Meghan all the time. And so when he got outed by his castmate,
can I see the chat?
That's why he probably walked off.
Yo, you know what's funny? Well, maybe it's not funny, but more times than not, you find out it be some personal rejections between a male and female that be causing the hate, yo. It be strong, whether it's at work or anything. You know, they try to file something, put something on paper for you, get you written up, do something, but it's because Shorty wasn't trying to give them no play, man. And that's tough. That's tough.
Damn, man, Megan can't live. She can't turn Pierce down. She got the boy Harry, you know what I'm saying? Royalty now. It's crazy.
Man,
these things are crazy. So yeah, but to kind of wrap up what we've been talking about today, you know, the art of self-expression. And Pierce was expressing himself by leaving the show.
He couldn't take it. Oh man.
Yeah, but no, for anyone who joined the show late, you know, in this morning's soliloquy by myself, I talked about the art of self-expression, and that some of us don't have the means to self-express. So the ones of us that are able to self-express, we have to be the voice for the voiceless, and we have to allow our light to give someone else license to shine their own light. And a reason why you probably should self-express if you can't, because if you don't, I feel like you're going to implode. You have all these energies, all these things happening in your life, whether that's good things or bad things that you're feeling on the inside. And it's like when you express yourself, whether that's you painting or you writing or you playing a sport or you cooking, these things that are individual to you, you're able to express through your creations and what you're able to create. Nobody on earth is going to be like you with your creations, because the things you go through in your experiences, nobody interprets your experiences like you do. So your creations are going to be individual to you. So if you don't put out these creations that are inside of you, you're robbing yourself and you're robbing the world of your light. There is nobody like you. You're a one of one. So it's like, I know me, when I haven't created or expressed myself in a long time, I start getting moody. And they say, you know, self-expression is also a therapy. When I'm writing, when I'm cooking, when I'm painting, I'm getting these things that are inside of me out. And if I don't get them out of me, I feel like they fester inside of me. And anything that you allow to fester inside of you, I feel like is no good. It's like if you got to pee, but you holding your joint in, like you have to get your joint, like, you know what I'm saying? If you got to shit, which is something that needs to come out of your body, but you hold, it's the same metaphor for everything. So if you have these passions and loves you want to get out of yourself, these things need to come out of you, or else they come out of you in different ways. Whether that's like whatever's inside of a man, he eventually produces. But it's just like, how are you going to produce it? Are you going to produce these feelings and thoughts out of yourself consciously, or are they going to come out of yourself through like an argument? Are you going to try to shit on somebody because you have these feelings that you've never dealt with in your life, you've never expressed, and then they come out in a way that's not a conscious way. They come out in a negative way. So you can consciously express yourself, you can negatively express yourself, but the key is that you do express yourself, because whether you want to or not, what is inside of you will eventually come out. So I feel like a lot of times a lot of people can't express themselves because they've been through these traumas in their past. But it's like, why should you express yourself? Because you deserve it. We deserve it. So just think about that. Just think about it. Think about it. Self-expression. And we also talked about Talib Kweli's book, Vibrate Higher. He's a brother who's expressed himself brilliantly throughout the course of his hip-hop career. And then, you know, Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, AC went in on his documentary, I Got a Story to Tell, and Biggie exemplifies what it means to self-express. So I think that was super dope. We both agreed there was a hell of a movie. You know, so that's where we're at today. AC, Cymarshall Law, the art of self-expression. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. I just want to get into the quote of the day. And then AC, while I'm picking this up, you got anything else you want to say to the listeners before we wrap up with the quote of the day?
Nah, man. Great minds think alike. So I was thinking the same thing. Your metaphor for things festering inside, you hit it off. If it's relieving yourself, or even when you work out and sweat, like it's natural. You know, it's natural. Things build up. They need to be released somewhere. So you need to find your vehicle. You know, it's really about people discovering personally what their mode of self-expression is going to be, because a lot of people have issues where they may be scared or shy away, don't know how to express themselves. So the whole journey on finding what fits them, what self-expression, what modes of expression for them is very key. And
right.
It's a great topic and concept that can go on, but needs to be talked about. So, thanks to you for bringing that to light.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So I want to get into the quote of the day, and after that, I hope y'all have a brilliant, wonderful Wednesday. I'm giving y'all all the positive energy and good vibes in my body. Hope y'all take this out into the day and express yourself in a wonderful way. So here's the quote of the day by Martha Graham. There is a vitality, a life force and energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all time, this expression is unique. If you block it, it will never exist through any other medium. The world will not have it. It is not your business to determine how good it is, nor how valuable, nor how it compares with other expressions. It is your business to keep it yours clearly and directly, and to keep the channel open. That is by Martha Graham, the mother of modern dance. My name is Cymarshall Law. That is AceWonda. I want to thank y'all for joining episode 43's Art of Self-Expression. We'll see y'all on Friday. Peace, love, and positive energy. And we out like that.
Peace, peace.